This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Well, hello. It is the After Party live on a Waterfall Wednesday, and I am so glad that you're here. Thank you for hanging out. I know the Mark Thompson show ended a little late today, but that means that we just go a little late as well. Not too late, because I know you guys have things to do, but I'm grateful that you are hanging out with me on the After Party. Please click the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, please click subscribe as well. Slowly working my way toward 2,500 subscribers, and thank you so much for being a part of it. I just really appreciate you guys so much. I can't even tell you. Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at your comments and sliding in fast, says Yvonne. Well, welcome. Slide in, take a seat, grab a tropical fruity cocktail, and here we go. Away we go. Yeah. Oh, looking at that Corvette. That's a cool car. So let's dig right into it. Nullifidian says, I remember a movie called Corvette Summer. Well, I haven't seen that movie, but what I have seen is this Corvette. I have to say, I don't know if you guys are as interested in the vehicles as I am. Sometimes I think these stories are just for Heather. I don't know, but I think the pictures are kind of cool. This is an electric Chevy Corvette, electric vehicle. It's pretty interesting looking. I have some other shots of it as well. It looks kind of like a Batmobile. I mean, it's space agey and cool, right? It's a concept car. So, maybe we're not going to see this rolling down the street anytime soon. It has been released by General Motors at this advanced design studio in Britain, this EV Corvette concept car. It's meant to demonstrate a commitment to Europe. They are now showcasing the images of the next generation electric vehicle powered Chevrolet Corvette concept car. The plan is for them, GM, to launch Corvette and Cadillac electric vehicle sales across Great Britain and the mainland of Europe. Their goal is to provide fresh perspectives in their global network. They also have design studios in Detroit, in Los Angeles, in Shanghai, and Seoul. The design team's mandate, they say, extends well beyond creating production vehicles. While they collaborate within the global design network on production and concept vehicle programs, the teams are primarily tasked with imagining what mobility could look like in 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years down the road, and driving innovation for General Motors. So this Corvette concept car is a collaboration of multiple studios. It's got the muscle car vibe feel and the split window, but that still has the gull wing doors, not still, but it does have gull wing doors, and a futuristic aesthetic drawn from aviation. Here's the doors up, those gull wing doors. It looks pretty space agey. When we imagined what cars would look like in the future, I think this was pretty close. I think they got it right. If that was the vibe they were looking for, a car of the future. Yeah. The design is called the Apex Vision. And they say that it's emphasizing a vertical central spine that is also a structural element. It provides a panoramic view of the road and of the surroundings. It also includes EV battery technology and aerodynamics that channel air without the need for wings or spoilers in this car. GM says it's pushing the boundaries of automotive design, but also respecting the history of Corvette and its iconic image. They say they had to, in this car design, pay homage to Corvette's historic DNA, but that each studio brought their own unique creative interpretation to this project. So, push the envelope, challenge convention, and imagine what could be. I think they did it pretty well. It's an interesting looking vehicle. Electric. Look at that. So that's the EV Corvette concept car. Let's go to Golden Gate Park. This story courtesy of SF Gate, and the picture of Golden Gate Park in San Francisco comes from SF Gate as well. They had a problem. Somebody stole a ferry door in Golden Gate Park. You know the ferry doors? This is the original ferry door. Someone put these ferry doors in Golden Gate Park, and they were beloved. People would imagine, the fairies who lived inside the tree stump, inside the tree hollows. Someone stole it. Yep, yet again. This ferry door has been in the Golden Gate Park area for about 10 years. It was so cute and so popular that at the time when it was first discovered, that was on Good Morning America and it made national news. The original is gone. There was a runner that went to the park and they say never seen it broken off. They hope that maybe it was removed for maintenance, but they noticed that the ferry door was gone, not vandalized or broken. But the San Francisco Rec and Park Department did confirm with SF Gate that the door went missing a couple of weeks ago. The hope is that someone, maybe ferry carpenters, took it to fix it, to replace it. Yeah, but it seems to be gone. It's a bummer. The original was taken down by the Rec and Parks Department because they said the hinges were damaging a tree, but there was such public outcry over it that they had to put it back, and the original door has been replaced at least twice. Here's another one. See, it's gone missing before. See the little fairy door into the tree. I mean, it's so cute and inspires such imagination, so quirky and so San Francisco, right? The Rec and Park Department said they didn't realize how popular these ferry doors were, because I think there's more than one in the park, until they started working for the city, and now they see them everywhere. They're even on city streets. There's one in Noe Valley, I guess. Typically, they say we don't involve ourselves in ferry matters. We just let it be. But fingers crossed, there's some hands working to replace it. So, yeah, we hope so. We hope the ferry door comes back. It's a bummer when that happens. I'm sure it will. Or someone else will bring a ferry door and replace it because come on, we need to have a little levity, right? Don't we? There's a story that popped up yesterday that I didn't get a chance to cover with you guys, and it's about things that end up getting left in Uber vehicles. And it's, some of the things are kind of common in the Uber lost and found department, and some of the things maybe not so much. Among the things the Uber says that have been left in vehicles, a live turtle, a chainsaw. What was Elon Musk doing there? Uber released its annual Lost and Found Index. Some of the things left behind include a mannequin head with human hair, a live turtle, and a 5-gallon bucket of beans. The most common thing is obviously you leave your phone in the car, right? You leave your keys, you leave your wallet. Yeah. So those are the most common, but they had some doozies. New York City is the most forgetful city, which makes sense because there's probably more people there, more people taking Ubers. San Francisco pretty high on the list as well. So remember to look back and collect all your crap. They said some of the most unique items cited by Uber, in addition to the mannequin head with human hair, the chainsaw, there was a Ghostbusters ghost trap, fresh breast milk. Ooh, you don't want to leave that behind. A live pet turtle, a urinal, a set of Shrek ears, 15 hookahs, a bouquet of 100 red roses. Ooh, you left that behind? Ozempic, 10 live lobsters, a Viking drinking horn, a taxidermied rabbit, and a passenger's divorce papers. Who wants those anyway, right? As for food left behind, We mentioned the 5-gallon bucket of beans, 175 hamburger sliders. Some assistant got busted for that one. 108 eggs. Ooh, those are pricey now. 24 cans of corn and a bucket of feta cheese. You know, you have to know when you're an Uber driver and you find something wild. I bet there's a place on the Uber driver website where you can log in and report. Oh, guess what I found today? You know, your mannequin head with human hair is going to end up in the end of your story. They say from wayward mannequin heads to live lobsters, Uber riders have left behind some truly unforgettable items this year. Whether essential or totally unusual, we understand how important it is to be reunited with your lost belongings. They say there is a Uber app that you can a section on the Uber app where you can report your item missing and hopefully be reunited with your prized possession. So, pretty interesting what people are carrying around out there. I'm telling you. All right, I have this story, and this one comes from Phineas. Thank you for the submission to the After Party Live, Finn. It is, you know how I love my robots. This one, I have to say, really oogs me out. This is video of a robot horse, and it looks so powerful that I don't know. I mean, if a robot looks like it could dominate you, that you would be powerless against it, then I'm thinking maybe no. Mhm. Yeah. It's a Kawasaki Corleo concept hydrogen-powered robotic horse. And there it is, being ridden by what? A humanoid robot. Mhm. It's interesting. I guess it's kind of like a motorcycle, but it just moves more like a horse is what it does. And it looks like if this rendering is at all true, it would be pretty good at getting you from one place to another. But it looks so powerful, doesn't it? Yeah. This is this robotic horse done by Kawasaki. And I don't know when it will be for sale or how much it will be for sale, but thanks to Phineas for sending the robot horse. I'm kind of fascinated by the way it moves. And they have a nice waterfall in there. That's nice. I guess you could go places on this that you wouldn't be able to go in traditional modes of transport. You know, you could hike to places that your motorcycle wouldn't get you. You could stand on rocky outcroppings. Yeah, I don't know. So there you go. Thank you, Phineas, for the horse robot. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to see what may be coming our way in the future. I don't know. Um, this store, this I found this story in SF Gate, and I'm fascinated. Those of you that live in San Diego or have been to this area may already know about this place. And I probably should save this story for on Monday, but I just can't save it because just too good. It's just too good. This story is about this store in San Diego that you might not even realize has this underground ocean cave that is built underneath it. And it is fascinating. It's got a little walkway. It's been there for a really long time. So it's not new, but they say that it's got this little passageway, this little entry that unless you knew about it or you were looking for it, you could totally miss it. So here's what it looks like underneath this store. I'm telling you, wow. I would almost be afraid to go into the store because I mean, uh, this is what you're standing on top of? Yeah. It's cool, right? This is beneath this coastal house. It's an ocean tunnel that's 123 years old. tucked between these seashell magnets and a trinket shop with beautiful views of the San Diego surf and sea lions all around. Here it is, this door that you can pass through to this sea tunnel. They say the only real sense that anything is a little different about this is the cold, damp air that floats up through this small open doorway and some creaking wooden steps as well. This story, by the way, comes from SF Gate again. The area is La Jolla, which is a really kind of fancy neighborhood in San Diego area. It's called Sunny Jim's Sea Cave, and it's been in use since 1902 when they first cut it out of the rock. And again, tourists and transplants and people in Southern California that live a little more inland might not know that this is even here. They say it probably couldn't be accomplished today. That, there would be too many permits to get. You wouldn't be able to cut into the rock in this way. So it's not something that we could recreate in the current climate. Here's the store. Here's the little cave store. You wouldn't think it says entrance to the cave. Now, I might look at that and go, really? What cave? But you would never know looking at this place what is down below. Super cool. They say things were, at least in the permitting sense, a lot easier 123 years ago. All you had to do was have the idea that you would cut out a human-sized tunnel from the bedrock. Someone with a pickaxe and some gumption, right? That's what German-born engineer Gustav Schultz did. He retired and then spent those retirement years playing down in the dirt. Apparently hired a couple of laborers, Chinese laborers way back then, and paid them to use the tools and work to carve out this tunnel. He said, by most accounts of this, that if he could just carve out a usable tunnel down to a sea cave below his house, that other people might come around and pay him a little bit of money to check it out. It took him 2 years to create this sea cave, and it's a little bit low. You have to duck down in some parts, but was successful. And for the last 123 years, yeah, people have been paying a little bit of money to go down there and check it out. I mean, I would. Wouldn't you? Go look at the sea cave. Here's how it looks when you first go in. Low ceiling, watch out. You're going in. I kind of want to go see this now. Here's a cave we can easily get to, right? There was a lot of water seepage in the beginning, and it caused some problems for people going down there. So they put in a rope, and that helped a little bit. Back when it first opened, they were charging 25 cents a person. And then finally, Mr. Schultz put in 145 steps. You can see the steps here, some wooden, some stone, and then put a little viewing platform in at the bottom, right at the mouth of the cave. And you could see the calm waters, the bluffs of La Jolla, the sea lions in the distance. It is said to be the only sea cave in California that is entirely accessible by land. It's kind of been popular and then not so popular, forgotten about, and then people rediscover it over the decades. It has been rumored to have been used to run booze during the Prohibition days, and then possibly opium as well. And then they turned the house up above into this tourist shop named, of course, the Cave Store. And it's gone through several owners, but has kept steady business by selling seashells and beach mugs and stickers. And yeah, allowing the trips down into the sea cave. Pretty cool. When you get to the viewing platform, you get this incredible view that is I'll say Instagram worthy or, social media worthy or what have you. Magical view. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. So here's what it looks like when you get to the viewing platform and you get this beautiful view of the ocean out of the mouth of the cave. So that's pretty cool. I think that's worth the hike down 144 stairs and the hike back up 144 stairs and just being in this cave, sea cave-like environment. That's pretty cool. The price now to go into the cave, 10 bucks for adults, 6 bucks for kids. It's a lot more than 25 cents, but still not so bad. But again, you got to walk back up those 145 stairs on the way back up. And they say you have to hold on to the handrails because there's some slippery sections of this cave. It can get pretty crowded too. And there's some narrow spots. So sometimes you've got a little backup inside the cave. One of the things SF Gate reports is that there's a mystery about this sea cave as well. How did it get its name? Because Gustav Schultz is a lot different than Sunny Jim. The thinking is that perhaps the name was created by the author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, L. Frank Baum. He thought the cave's picturesque silhouette out to the bay resembled the face of a longtime British cereal mascot, Sunny Jim. And they say it's hard to know for sure, but they they have taken these images of the cave store's website to the cartoon of Sunny Jim and the picture of the overlook where you can see out the mouth of the cave. Is that what Sunny Jim looks like? I don't know. I don't know. But that's the mystery of Sunny Jim's cave in La Jolla. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. We have another double lotto winner. There are so many people that just seem to have all the luck, don't they? Yeah, well, sometimes it happens. And it happened again here. It is time for the lotto of the day. And in this particular case, out of North Carolina, comes a man visiting the lottery office to claim a $50,000 prize when all of a sudden he wins another 100 grand. This man was claiming a $50,000 prize. He got a birthday gift from his daughter. It was a Keno ticket. I mean, hey, you don't have a lot of money for a birthday gift. The chance and hope of a lottery ticket, not such a bad idea. So this guy, his name is Dennis, he tells the lottery officials he was at their regional office in Greensboro at the claim center to collect a $50,000 prize from a Merry Multiplier scratch-off ticket when his daughter, who came with him on the trip, bought him a Keno ticket. Said, "She bought me a ticket for my birthday. It was my 81st birthday on Monday." And that Keno ticket turns out to be a $100,000 winner. He said, "It was just my day, I guess." He's going to take the now 150 grand, and he says it will go toward paying bills and taking a family trip to Ohio. That's where we all want to go. So why not? Yeah. You imagine? You're already there claiming 50 grand and all of a sudden you've got another 100 on top of it. I can't even imagine the thought there. NASA is looking for some ideas. They have a problem. What to do with human waste in space? Might be hard to get rid of, right? That's the thinking. And so they now have a contest up and running. And this contest is an effort to look for innovative ideas about how to recycle human poop in space. Got any ideas? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Yeah. What do you do with human waste, including poop? It's a hard concept to tackle, especially in space, but they are offering $3 million to anyone who proposes technology to solve this problem, recycling both feces and other human waste in space. It's called the Lunar, get it? Lunar recycling, Lunar Recycling Challenge. And they're looking for people to have these ideas about the technological means of recycling astronauts' feces, urine, and even vomit on the moon during long haul space flights. Currently, there are 96 bags of human waste that were left behind on the moon by astronauts from the Apollo missions, and the aim of Lunar Recycle is to prevent adding to that space trash. So, it's hoped that whatever technology is developed here will be put to use on future space missions, including hypothetical long-term outposts on the moon, because we know that's where we're headed, right? That's what NASA wants. So what do you do? What do you do with it all? Dig a moon hole, use one of the craters, and then fill up the crater, bury it all? Do you burn it? Can you burn stuff in space? I don't know. What to do, what to do. NASA, they say, is committed to sustainable space exploration. As we prepare for future human space missions, there will be a need to consider how various waste streams, including solid waste, can be minimized, as well as how waste can be stored, processed, and recycled in a space environment so that little or no waste will need to be returned to the Earth. Right now, they're looking at the first round of proposals to decide which ones will move on to the next phase of the competition, and the team who comes out on top at the end gets the 3 million buckaroos. It'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to report to you on what they come up with, what these teams have come up with. I think it'll be fascinating. There is another challenge as well, and this one involves space rovers. And they do this every so often, at least I want to say once a year at least, where the best minds at colleges and universities around the country will get together and try to come up with the best rovers. Here's one of the rovers they have. This is in Alabama. It's NASA's annual Rover Vehicle Challenge, and it's supposed to inspire creations for the kinds of transportation devices that we can use on the moon. This is the 31st annual rover competition held this week in Alabama. Sorry, I had a cough break there. Yeah. Uh, they say students from around the world get the chance to show their engineering prowess and compete in the obstacle course games. They have the Human Exploration Rover Challenge. It is held at the Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. And they also call it they have the U.S. Space and Rocket Center's Aviation Challenge course, which hosts events through the weekend. 35 colleges and universities, 38 high schools, 2 middle schools, and 20 states and territories, including Puerto Rico, and 16 other nations will be represented by people coming to this rover challenge. You can go see it too if you're in Alabama. It's free, it's open to the public. Hundreds of students from around the world get together with their teams and they try to navigate NASA's self-described complex obstacle course by piloting a vehicle of their own design and production in the traditional human-powered rover division. They say this year's competitive event has been expanded to include a remote control division as well. They go on all day or until the last rover competes the obstacle course. So there's some staying power here. Then they've got an in-person award ceremony. You get to see the space camp operations at the US Space and Rocket Center, and they give out awards to the winners. So pretty cool. This challenge started in 1994, and they say it reflects the goals of the Artemis campaign, and it's one of 8 Artemis student challenges as well. The goal, they say, is to put competitors in the mindset of NASA's Artemis campaign, which aims to establish the first long-term presence on the moon, and then, of course, pave the way to eventual missions to Mars. I bet that would be kind of fun to watch. I think I might like to go watch that. There is something coming to Europe. So, Cranky Charcoal, if you're ready, put on your tennis shoes, your American tennis shoes, and your jeans. Here you go. There's a new theme park coming for the EU. It is a new Universal theme park. It's going to open in the UK. They think it's going to bring billions of pounds into the economy. They hope to get it up and running by the year 2031. And they would like for it to be the most popular attraction in the EU. It's the first Universal branded theme park and resort in Europe. And the government says it'll bring in an estimated 50 billion pounds to the British economy, creating 28,000 jobs, nearly 20,000 alone just during the construction phase, 8,000 more in hospitality and creative industries after it opens. And it's not just the park. A 500-room hotel, retail, and entertainment complex are planned right alongside the theme park, taking a page from downtown Disney, right? It's going to be built at the site of a former brickworks area. The effort is to make sure the jobs created go to people who really need them, because it's part of the big plan to get Britain working. They think it will drive growth across the country. Don't know how much public money was used to secure this deal. The Britain's leaders say that's confidential. This is a 476-acre site near Bedford. They think that during the first year, 2031, when this thing opens, estimated, 8.5 million visitors will come to see what they can do here. Universal, they say, is committed to working with local colleges and universities to train students for hospitality jobs. So, okay. So would they have a Wicked World, a Minions World, a Jurassic World? I don't know. There are 5 Universal parks open, one in Orlando in Florida, in Hollywood, California, one in Japan, one in Beijing, and one in Singapore. And now they'll have one in the EU. So the timing of the announcement, of course, comes as the world markets are crashing. So they say this is a good piece of bright news in a rough time. So the fact that the government, they say, has been able to show it and keep a cool head, not making knee-jerk decisions in response to global events, was one of the reasons that they decided to go ahead and announce the Universal EU. Would you go? I don't know. Not when there's one in California. Maybe. If I was a tourist in the UK, I don't think I'm going to Universal Studios when I can do that in California. Perhaps, though, if you're a really big fan of all these movies and you want to see what is different in all these different parks, maybe that would be a good thing. I don't know. Yeah. I just think there's so much to see isn't that is different, that why would you want to go see a park where you could, see it right in California? But that's just me. All right, it is time for Waterfall Wednesday. Take a deep breath, maybe a little cough break. And Waterfall Wednesday, the whole point of Waterfall Wednesday is really to bring you a moment where you can take a deep breath and appreciate some beautiful pictures and imagine what it would be like to be standing in front of one of these waterfalls. And today, we're going to take a little trip to my most unfavorite state. Sorry, Rhonda. And that would be Texas. But boy, is that a pretty waterfall in Texas. It's called Gorman Falls. It's in Colorado Bend State Park, and it's considered to be one of the most popular Texas waterfalls. It's very striking. It's a 3-mile round trip hike to visit Gorman Falls, and it's pretty crowded. Again, one of the most popular. So sometimes the trail can get a little congested. There's limestone and cacti along the way, and then once you descend to the viewing point for Gorman Falls, they say it looks like almost you're in the tropics and not Texas. So, yeah, it's like a little oasis there in Texas, and it sure is pretty. I can imagine the sound would be beautiful. There's another waterfall. It's called I think this is interesting. It's called a subtle waterfall. I don't know exactly what that means because it doesn't look subtle. Here's this waterfall. It looks pretty big. It's called the Pedernales Falls, and it's in Johnson City. It's in Pedernales Falls State Park. Again, it's called one of the most subtle natural waterfalls. The water gently cascades down the Pedernales River from pool to pool. No really huge drops in this one, but it's very pretty. And apparently, if you follow the water, you'll find a great swimming hole and place to swim. They have beautiful swimming holes in this area. There is one, another one called Cattail Falls. And this one, in this about all in Texas, by the way, this one called Cattail Falls, I think looks like you truly are somewhere tropical. Who would think that this is Texas? But it is. Check this out. Doesn't this look like a scene from Fantasy Island? This remote waterfall, so pretty. It's in Big Bend National Park, Cattail Falls in Texas. They say the environment around this area is really fragile. So if you do go visit here, you have to be careful not to disturb anything in this area. But that's really beautiful. I love waterfalls like this where you can get behind them and see what it looks like from all angles and all sides, almost feeling like it's a little private area back there. Cattail Falls in Texas. This next one is called McKinney State Falls, and it's short, but there's some good swimming in this area, and so that might make it worth it for some folks. So yeah, it's in Texas, so now I feel like I'm talking Texan. Maybe I'm not talking Texan, I don't know. It's, home, this park, McKinney Falls State Park, to the Upper Falls and the Lower Falls. So they say if you're looking for the best waterfalls in Texas, you really have to see both of them because they're both spectacular. I'll say the rocks, the stone in this area looks spectacular. That's beautiful. This next one is called the Window Trail at Big Bend National Park, and it is beautiful. You guys have to see this picture. Again, Window Trail. I'll say it kind of looks like a maybe a teeny tiny mini uh waterfall. It's a short one, but it's so pretty and look at the power that it has. It's the Window Trail. It's one of the most popular hikes in Big Bend National Park. And this is what you can see at the other end of it. So, pretty beautiful. There is a water wall park in Houston as well, and it's pretty gorgeous. It's, artificial, they say, but it doesn't detract from its beauty. 64 feet tall at Waterwall Park in Houston, so that's I mean, for a man-made waterfall, that's pretty tall. Here's a picture of it. Yeah, it's nice. 64 feet tall, semicircular shape. Oh, I'm sorry, let me show you this. This is different. This is the water wall. Here, I think I have the wrong picture for you. That's back at the Windows Trail. This is the Waterwall Park. My bad, I got confused. My bad, and I'm sorry. Here it is. You can tell this one is man-made and created, but it's again still pretty impressive, right? There's the water wall. So that's pretty cool. It's a 64 feet tall, semicircular shape, as you can see here. And they say it's one of the most popular places to take pictures in Houston. It's really special. The water wall, Houston's water wall. I've never been there. Have you? Uh, This one is from Austin, Texas, and it really looks like you're somewhere in South America. Just beautiful. It's in Zilker Park, and it's surrounded by so much lush greenery. It seems like it would be worth the hike out to find this place in Austin, Texas. Here's a picture of Zilker. Look how beautiful that is. It looks like right around the corner you're going to find some type of Mayan pyramid, right? Nope, Austin, Texas. It's a botanical garden, and there are many stunning waterfalls in this area. You can relax in front of them. This is in the heart of Austin, Texas. Zilker Botanical Garden Waterfalls in Austin. So, so pretty. All right. I love it. So, so pretty. How about this one? We'll end with when I looked for waterfalls in Texas, I didn't expect to find so many. And I could go on and on and on. But let me show you this one. It's got a really pretty bridge in front of it, and I think it's special. This one would be worth seeing as well. Check this out. Look at that. Yeah. It is the Wichita Falls that, again, in Texas, 54-foot Wichita Falls. Man-made bridge in front, so you can walk across for the best kind of view. There were once some other waterfalls nearby, and that's where Wichita Falls got its name. The original waterfalls washed away in a flood in the 19th century, so these are created. But that's pretty beautiful what we did there, what humanity did. Really, really nice. 60-foot waterfall. Gorgeous. Okay, so this is the next one I have for you, and I was gonna stop here, but I just have to show you one more. This is in a Japanese tea garden area, and this, again, also in Texas, and here's what it looks like. This is a pretty tall one. This'll be our last one of the day, I promise. Sorry, I get going, and I just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. It's the way it is. Look at that. The water is so blue, right? This is the Japanese tea garden waterfall, also in San Antonio, and it is in Brackenridge Park, which is called one of the best parks in San Antonio. It is easy uh, from here to fit in a visit to Alamo City as well, but that's a beautiful waterfall. Also a little footbridge there and some beautiful blue water. So Texas bringing in Waterfall Wednesday. There's some gorgeous waterfalls there. Let's go through them one more time. I'll just click through the pictures. You've got Gorman, You've got this one on a little trail. You've got the cattail waterfalls. That one might be my favorite of the day. McKinney waterfalls, the window trail, the also on the window trail, the lower window trail, the water wall. That's pretty cool. Zilker, that's pretty nice too. You got this one. You got the Japanese tea garden waterfall. Oh, so good. All right. That is Waterfall Wednesday on the After Party Live. Thank you for humoring me and taking a little relaxing break, checking out some waterfalls with me. It's always nice to do it together. Waterfall Wednesday. Yay. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for putting up with me. Time to go to Texas. Y'all go to hell. I'm going back to Texas. Mindy Lee, ready to go to Texas. Deidre says the Austin area is called the Hill Country. Lots of limestone caves there as well. Ooh, maybe we'll go there on Monday. Very nice. Yeah. Rhonda says that's because people have judgments about Texas. I get it. She says, before I came, I had them also. So I've been to Texas. I'll tell you this, Rhonda. My dad uh, moved around a lot, and I stayed in Petaluma with my mom, but my parents got divorced when I was young. TMI about me. But my dad, for a time, lived in Houston, and I would go visit in the summers, and I've never felt more hot in my life. And they had snakes and giant bugs, and it was humid in a way that I had never felt before. I remember we went to Galveston, and I'm the kind of person that if there's a mosquito anywhere nearby, it's going to bite me. And I've never seen mosquitoes that big in my life. My sister and I had welts all over our bodies because the mosquitoes just devoured us. So I have bad memories of Texas, and now add in politics, their red state politics, what they did with women's rights. I know we don't talk politics on this show, but yeah, then you have me judging Texas. But I really like you. So, and by the way, I did get your email. So thank you for that. I haven't responded yet, but I will. Thank you for that. All right. That is the After Party Live on a Waterfall Wednesday. Tomorrow on the Mark Thompson Show, David Katz will be along. Show starts at 11 a.m. Pacific. I hope you'll join. Then we have Trivia Thursday on the After Party Live, always a popular event, followed by the Nikki Maduro Show tomorrow, 5 p.m. If you know anyone that you think would like that show, cocktails, mocktails, and politics, please have them subscribe. We're trying to get Nikki up to 5,000 subscribers, 2,500 on this show. So if you can click the subscribe button both here and there, I really appreciate it a lot. Have a great day. Make it the very best one. And I will see you tomorrow right back here on the YouTube. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.